Hi everyone, my name is Mike Aubry. I'm one of the evangelists on the Fusion 360 team, and this is a quick video to show you how to get started and use a really simple script that I just created using the Fusion 360 API. And so what it is that it generates a sketch of the Fibonacci sequence for you to use for various shapes you're going to be modeling. So this is the Fibonacci sequence. You can see this kind of swirling effect. The way it's being created is it uses this numerical method called the Fibonacci sequence that is it builds on itself. So it's just 1 plus 1 equals 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5, and so on and so forth. And it does it in this spiraling fashion and goes around. And what that outputs is that you've got a shape that's really common in nature. So you see it in things like in animal horns or in seashells or sunflower faces. It's everywhere, and it's known as being one of those things that's really aesthetically pleasing that everyone recognizes, and it's really common in design. So I'm going to show you how to set it up using the script I made. So first thing you got to do is you got to find it. And so if you haven't found it already, if you just go to fusion360.com, so fusion360.autodesk.com actually, or autodesk.com/fusion360, or Google it. If you look in the gallery, just go here and you just do a search for me. Just do an Aubry, Aubrey, that's my last name, and you'll see the horn of Fibonacci right here. Go ahead and go to that, and you will see a link to my GitHub uh, link, which is where I have my Python script. So if we go, just click on this guy, you'll have a link to the code. You can either download it right here, just as a zip file, and you can import it that way. I think the faster way, since it's such a short script, is just go and just select all the code and just set it up yourself. Just go and copy this guy, and then yeah, let's make our script. So go back into Fusion. This is Fusion 360. And if you go to your scripts add-ins, go ahead and say create. Then we'll go and we'll just call this your Fibonacci sketch generator. Make great spirals. That'll be your comment. And then this will be saved right here. This is the local location where that script is. Just say create, and then you'll see it'll show up right here. So this Fibonacci sketch generator, that's what I just created. Go ahead and say edit of that, and then that's going to launch into the developer environment. So we use this program called Spider to do that. And we can do, you can put the whole whole script right here under the try part method. It works without it there actually. If you get rid of this and just say copy paste, you see paste what we had from GitHub. This will work too. Not being too dramatic with what the what your code looks like. Once you get it, hit save, and then you can hit either play, and that'll launch it in the application, or you can just go back. That's what we'll do here. We'll go back to Fusion, and then go to your scripts. Go to your script and say the Fibonacci sketch generator, and let me show you how this thing works and how the inputs run. So the first thing it's going to ask you for is how many steps you want to have, and this is how many these steps of the spiral that you want to have in there. And I know it shows 5 centimeters. It really should just be 5. Haven't quite figured out how to do unit numbers yet, so bear with me. So leave the centimeters, and we'll just say I'd like this thing to go out 10 steps. And the next thing it'll ask you for is for the length you're going to output. Go in, how long do you want that first segment, that segment that would have been 1 and the 1, 1, 2, 3. That'll actually, that 1 will actually be 3 centimeters. You can do anything here. I can call this thing 5 inches if I want, and it'll output at that scale. So it's a scalar function. Go ahead and say OK, and then you'll see that little X is just a little output showing that what's calculating. And there it is. It outputs 3 sketches. You'll see kind of a first, that's this shape, it's the points and putting a spline in between it. The second one is a little starting profile at the start of the spline, and then the third one is the end profile. And then we can use this to start generating all sorts of other shapes. So the one that I think is the most interesting, at least to me, is to make a loft to make that spiral effect. So I'm actually selecting this profile, then I go and I select this profile, and then I select this center line, and then it'll create this spiraling effect. I think that's really neat looking. And you can do all sorts of fun things with it. Like, so I can show you some other examples of things that I have created, and I'm really excited to see what you guys create. I've done things like, this is an interesting one using that translucent plastic along with an emissive property. So I shelled out the top space and then added just some cool little fillets around it to make this. This is an interesting looking horn. Like if you're gonna, well, this guy's making a light, or maybe if you wanted to actually literally make a horn. This is an interesting one where I just patterned a series of them, and so I made this into actually an emissive blue LED, and so you can see that kind of lighting effect going off the jade and the wood. I think that's a really interesting kind of take on things. This is a fun one. I'm not quite sure what I want to use the shape for yet. I was thinking maybe the end treatment on a piece of furniture, but what I did is I actually split one of those Fibonacci sequences in half. And so I have half of it just sort of in this blue carbon fiber and then with the wood. And I've combined the two together, and I think it's made for a really cool looking shape. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I really hope you do lots of cool stuff with it. And be sure to share all your best stuff. Have fun.